All right, what's up, guys? I'm back again with another episode of Craft Tea. I know it's been a little while, but we spent a lot of time going over different topics to catch up on time lost. We went over THC laws. We went over Sara, apparently, I think, is going to be a flight attendant. I just found out. That's news to me. We also got raided, our warehouse, by the government at one point, and I'll let you know about that. And yeah, there's just so many interesting things that we talked about that I feel like you guys are not going to want to miss this one for sure.
Well, as you can see, we're still having tea.
Hey guys, welcome to Craft Tea episode. I have no idea because I haven't been here in weeks. 30, no way, is it 40?
It's the big 4-0.
Yeah,
Technically 39.
Let me check.
40th week.
Oh, stop
It
it.
might be 39.
Okay, no, this is 39.
It's episode
This is
39.
40th week, 39th episode. We missed a week, but that's okay.
Weeks. I haven't been here in ages.
It hasn't even been that long. You missed 2 days.
I was so sick.
You missed 2 days, sir. You know that, right?
I should have missed way more. I only missed 2 days because the boss lives with me.
I had nothing to do with that. Don't you dare.
I know, you graciously let me have the second day. I was excited.
You're an adult.
Yes.
You can have anything you want.
No.
Huh?
I
You're
am
an adult.
But
So act like one.
That's the only part.
Oh boy. This one. This guy over
Yeah,
here.
adults go to work. Get shit done.
Some adults don't. Some adults literally don't go to work, and that's like that's what they do. I'm not one of them, but there are people out there like that for different reasons. Some of them have private jets, some of them don't.
It's true. They did all their work when they were young.
Or they were born into it. That's
true.
I'm glad that not glad that I wasn't, but
There is a level of must be nice that exists in the world.
but also like I don't want to be like a spoiled brat. I already kind of sort of am spoiled-ish, bratish, but like if I was born into a private jet,
I
you
definitely
wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
I definitely hate the must be nice statement, but there is a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
It's when you
Trust
are,
fund babies get the must be nice statement.
Oh, the dude from Siesta Key.
Sure.
His great grandfather sold like their TV show,
Like the one from Vanderpump that likes
HD
ranch dressing.
to HGTV. So now he has $1 billion.
Oh, that's
Like he's the third generation of this.
Who's the Vanderpump that likes ranch dressing?
I don't remember her name, the blonde one.
But she's like one, right? Isn't she just
I don't think
Daddy
she has
just pays for everything she wants to do?
Yeah, but she doesn't have private jet money. Like the guy from Siesta Key has private jet money.
Yeah, you got $1 billion. You got private jet money.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
But see, having the money
billion with a B.
doesn't mean you're generating the money, and it will run out.
But not in his
That's an
lifetime.
effort.
If
Have
you
you
have a
seen
Not in his
Have you
lifetime.
seen
$1 billion
Brewster's Millions?
That's 1 billion or how many billions?
We're gonna find out.
How many
now I gotta
billions
find
is that?
out.
Because if you have 1 billion, a private jet can eat a lot of that. You're talking about fuel costs. You're talking about buying.
Well, how often are they flying? Like, is this their sole means of transportation? They use this to go to McDonald's?
Right.
I don't know. I watched the show quite a lot. I'm telling you that they
Yeah. In my Lear.
Sam Logan, that's his name.
Sam Logan. How much do
How much monies does Sam Logan have? This is what we're talking about on Craft Tea right now. What kind of net worth?
I didn't have any of this written on my sheet, by the way.
There you go. You never know.
Maybe they're...
Haven't you seen Brewster's Millions?
It doesn't even say any billions. It
It's
says
a
1
task
million.
to spend money.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's hard.
To an extent.
I shouldn't even say this secret. Okay, but people know. Like, the loopholes in taxes are you have to spend that money. You have to spend it, and it's kind of like how the rich hide the money so they don't have to pay taxes on it. So charity donations, investing in a friend's business, they can't be taxed on it, but it's still kind of their money. You know what I mean?
So they sold scripts to Discovery Channel for $14.6 billion. But his mom only inherited partial ownership of that.
Okay.
So she got partial of $14.6 billion.
Wow.
And I think they still get like royalties or some dumb stuff like that.
Yeah, that's private jet money.
So like my, I don't even know how to express the relationship. My cousin's father-in-law, I guess it would be, he, not so much like trust fund baby, but his mom owned a very successful newspaper company, sold off the company, bunch of money, he invested a bunch of money.
Stepdad.
That's what I said.
You said father-in-law. So I was trying to figure out how that worked real quick.
Aren't they the same things?
Father-in-law and stepdad? No.
Yeah.
A father-in-law is your wife's father.
Yeah,
Stepdad is your mom's husband.
My dad is your father-in-law. The man who married your cousin's mother is her stepdad.
Your parent's spouse would be your step-parent.
Whatever.
In-law,
so anyway,
it's in-laws would be the
him.
marriage.
He and I'm sure I'll get some of the facts wrong, but he inherited the money from his mom selling off the bit, or actually I think she passed and he sold off the business after she passed. Took that money, a lot of money, and invested it though. Like it was a lot of money, but definitely an amount that you could sap through, you know? But did smart investing, turned the M's into B's, now lives in gated communities in Florida. So, you know, and like weekend activities are yacht trips to islands and shit. That's just that's Saturday.
Weekday activities are taking the jet ski across the pond there
For
to have
wine.
lunch.
Yeah, to like have
in
wine
your,
at the
in your
yacht
bathing
club.
suit.
Yeah, why not?
On a Tuesday. I want to do that on a Tuesday.
But it took some effort afterwards. Like he was put in a position for success, but he didn't squander it. You know, like he definitely could have just went on benders and AI'd the shit out of his money. Right?
Facts.
Like there's tons and tons of examples of large amounts of money just being squandered. You know, and he didn't, and then did that, and then recently they just sold their their mansion that was like, I think at the time when they bought it was like $4 million, and a baseball player bought it for like $12 million now.
Wow. That's
So
a nice profit.
To level it and rebuild a new
yeah, he
house.
leveled it.
He bought a $14 million
It was
lot.
it was a corner lot on the bay of the gated community in Jupiter, Florida. So it was prime real estate. It was the community is called Admiral's Cove. I know it's actually like a known community in Florida of like there's a lot of important people that live in there.
Yeah. So
Politicians
here's
and
the
stuff.
thing though. They basically paid $12 million for the land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the land
And then
And not to
money to
mention how
level
much it costs to level the mansion.
which means that the house probably could have gone for more than 12.
Sure, and this is during, like, they sold it. He sold it probably
Last year?
a
The
year,
beginning of last year?
beginning of last year. So it was after the decline in the market.
Right.
So if he had sold it 3 years prior, he probably would have got another $5 million or something at the time, you know.
Yeah.
But
It was
right
still
across the
late.
street, we only got to visit once for that wedding,
Right.
right? My family had been to the place a few times over the years, but across. They're the corner spot, and then you look across the bay at the other corner spot
Oh
that's like
my
across,
God, I
and
hate
it makes
this
their
story.
mansion look like a shack.
What?
Oh wait.
And the
I'm thinking
owners
about the
of
wrong one.
that mansion, that's their summer home. Those people
They're there
are
three times a year.
are the chemists that came up with the formula that's in
Roto-Rooter.
No, not Roto.
The weed it's a weed killer.
Oh, Roundup?
Roundup.
Roundup.
It was
You know the
R.
stuff with the lawsuits that like kills people and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But their summer home is, I think, a $300 million mansion.
It's like 7 of this house that we were standing in. Like it looks like a whole I'm like, Stephanie, who's living over there?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, they're literally never there. They're there 3 times a year. I'm like,
But I think the thing is that it's,
$300 million house. I'm gonna have to never leave it again in my life.
think the
I'm
thing
gonna have
with
to eat the
that,
walls.
Those things just like strew my concept of life.
But I think what it is I mean, the way the average person thinks about a house is like as a place to live. But when you have that kind of loot, you can't have that liquid. You have to have
You
a
have to
hard
get it out,
asset.
yeah.
You've got to get that money out of
It goes
hand.
similar to what you said. Like the money, you
That's
can't just
right.
you can't just lock it up in a bank account.
Right.
And like, yo, I'm
too much.
sitting on gold bars over
Right.
here.
So
you know,
you
it's just
invest
like,
50% in Apple or Intel. You buy a property that's $300
or you
million. So
buy
still
hard
have the
assets, like
money.
you said. You literally buy gold bars. You buy silver bullion. You buy all kind,
It's
and
facts.
put that shit in safety lock boxes
Silver
and stuff.
what?
Bullion.
yeah.
All I thought was the bouillon cubes that you put in food when you said that.
There you go. We're making soup. Silver soup.
Yeah. So that house is probably nothing more than just a place to hold $300 million. That's what it is. It's in the...
And then that's also probably why they don't go there, because it's not important.
Right. It's fun every once in a while.
If they're not in their $300 million beautiful Jupiter, Florida property, where are you at?
Right. They're
You know,
probably
like,
in Dubai.
where are they at?
Honestly, they're in a sky rise in Dubai.
I was thinking another country.
That has an elevator lift specifically made for their supercars and...
Speaking of Dubai and places outside of this country, can we switch real quick to Deanna, that I'm obsessed with her and her job right now? So Deanna Tomas, I don't know why I say her last name like...
We should have just had her on. The only reason I said no was because we've had her twice already.
Once. Oh, because she was
Twice.
here randomly, and that
Correct.
goes into my story. So I talked to her quite a lot. So I was on the phone with her the other night, and we just sit on the phone and just keep each other company at this point. So sometimes when I'm working, I just ask her questions. The other night, I went down like a whole rabbit hole asking her all these questions about her job, which I'm about to apply to. Be a flight attendant.
Seriously?
You literally, I can work...
She said she can work 1 day a month.
1 day a month. One flight. That's one flight. So I get on the flight, I fly, I come back, and I go home. And that's it. And now I can fly anywhere I want for free. Not only can I fly, but Jason will fly. If as many kids as I have will fly for free, and 4 parents and 1 companion. They're all
What?
different categories.
Deal.
You're going to have half the plane. Like, what?
They're
Wait.
different categories. So I get 1 companion, that's whoever I want, and then I get 1 spouse. So like if me and Jason weren't married with a legal license, he would be my companion. But we're married with a legal license, I'm gonna have 2. And then 4 parents. So like if you know, God forbid one of my parents passed away or whatever, my mom remarried, that's horrible, I just chose right there. But he would fly for free.
That's insane.
I think that's because Deanna's mom remarried and he flies for free, so that's where. But I'm like, this man's not even related to her blood, like, and they're allowed to out of the country.
Sarah only hears though the bonus parts of all of it, and then so she was
What do
like,
I gotta do? Serve some drinks?
no. So then she's like, so like, what do you get paid? What do you get paid?
Me?
What would you get paid? What
I'm
do
not
they
gonna
get
say
paid?
Deanna's pay out loud.
No, but what's the rough pay of that position? Give a ballpark.
Like
within
$55
$10.
an hour.
Like $55 an hour. And Sarah's only looking at it for like, yeah, you get free travel. I was like,
I have a job.
Right, I see.
the job that keeps us up till midnight fucking doing listings and shit when we could literally, our job would be to get on a plane and off a plane. And then on a plane and then off a plane.
I don't mind.
For $55 an hour.
Oh, you want to be a flight attendant?
I'm about to be.
Well, that would.
That's
Listen to
roughly the
me.
similar amount. I'd make more
When I
money now
tell
if I
you-
continued line work. I'd make over 60-ish, but when I left line work at the time, I made a little around 55-ish to $58 an hour, and I risked my life every day. Granted, being on a plane is also risking your life, but in a very not as an immediate way. It's an indirect risk of your life. Like, I was directly holding tens of thousands of volts of electricity with my rubber gloves,
Hey.
and if there's a hole in my gloves, I'm dead.
Holidays are time and a half.
Holidays that's legal anyway, that's law. And actually
Oh, you get paid time and a half when you work Thanksgiving as a lineman?
I got paid double time for those.
I thought that was only storm work.
Double time on Sundays, double time on storm work, and holidays is usually, it should be
But you
time and a
never-
half, but
you never
more
really
often than not,
work.
the lineman would argue the fact, like, no, I missed almost every holiday. Usually I got called in for a storm for most holidays. That was like a joke for us. I missed Valentine's Days. I missed Christmas. I missed
You did not get
Thanksgivings.
time and a half for Valentine's Day. Please tell me you did.
No, it was storm. That's why I had to miss it, so I got double.
Oh, but we're talking about just holiday pay. Like she doesn't have to go on storm. Like she just has to work that one shift, that one flight. So I mean,
I'd
storm
prefer to
work-
just have off.
But
You know
she
what I mean?
has
Like
off,
you're getting paid.
She has off all month.
getting-
She has off 8 weeks if she wants to, and then she'll just go in maybe Thanksgiving, get some loot, and come on back, and then
mean,
fly anywhere she wants.
The beauty about line work is I've had off for the past 5 years, and if I want to go back to work next week, I can. So it's like there's no,
She, Deanna last night told me.
I have full control.
Yeah.
Deanna's like, I have to go next week to Ohio to get my eyes checked. And I'm like, Deanna, please tell me that you're going to get on a plane and fly to your eye doctor appointment. This woman lives in Georgia. She's like, yeah. I said, are you doing that because you can do that? She's like, yes. She's like, there's Facebook groups dedicated to just flight attendants, and they'll post in there like, where's the best place to get your nails done? They go out of the country to get their nails done. Deanna flew to Peru to get her nails done. She said that was the best gel manicure she's ever had in her whole life. She can walk into a nail salon down the street from her house and get a gel manicure for like $27 or whatever it is now. It'll chip off in 3 days. She went to Peru, paid $10.
3 rupees.
$10, and it lasted her for 3 weeks.
Cost me 10 rabbles.
She said her and her boyfriend, or he is her fiance.
That's where I'd be flying. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Literally, like the best. If you go to any of the Caribbean resorts, you're gonna get a better deal and probably better service. You walk 15 feet off of the resort.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know?
But nobody wants to walk 15.
Of course.
Right.
She flew to Amsterdam with her fiance to have dinner.
Wow.
And then flew back because they were bored. They didn't have anything else to do. I was like, okay, but isn't it real tiring going through the airport just to fly somewhere? She said no. Like, she doesn't have to go through security.
Right.
Yeah, you get the badge thing where you go through the. Beep, beep, beep.
She gave me the initials.
A known traveler.
No, that's regular, and that we go through security.
Yeah, KTN.
Yeah, not that. KCM, known crew member.
Wow.
So she doesn't go through security at all. She just boop, boop. Sometimes they might search her bag, but she can also bring as many liquids as she wants. She just can't bring a gun or knife.
Well, yeah, that seems reasonable, That's crazy because it's almost like, I wonder how many celebrities are like secretly flight attendants, and a lot of their photos, so traveling here as a celebrity is really just because they can.
True, right?
Because they're friends.
Yes, Jennifer Parnell.
Yo, come on! I'm trying to shoot craft tea. Quit it.
Colin. Welcome to Craft Tea.
You better give that baby, hi Chris. Better give that baby some Christmas tree cakes.
She had a Christmas tree cake. She's only allowed to have one a day.
One a day.
That just sounds horrible.
Guys, we have a guest on our show this week. It's Jen Parnell.
Surprise celebrity.
Hi guys, it's Charlie Parnell.
Oh, and Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Charlie! Hi.
She's like, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Where you going?
Taking her to school.
Well, that's fun.
And it's completely raining.
Still? That's like 3 days in a row now.
Well, it's Florida.
I'm over it. We're gonna get all the rain out of the way for you. That's what we're gonna do.
All right. We'll see you later.
Okay.
Bye, I'll call you later.
Hey, who's on Craft Tea?
Thank you.
No, who?
Oh,
You.
I think you said have a nice
You
craft
are.
tea.
Well, have a great one.
You are.
You are, and we were just discussing Deanna Tomas and her whole entire life. She's not here. We were just discussing her being a flight attendant.
Yeah, I actually said she wasn't allowed to be on, but we'll talk about her.
Oh, good. Talk about her.
Um, I'll call you when I get out of here.
Okay, bye.
Have a great Craft Tea. Love you guys.
Love you, bye.
She's got to be,
So that's a natural
Deanna's got to
occurrence.
be the most talked about craft celeb on the show at this point. She's
I am
over Taylor
semi-obsessed.
Duncan.
Yeah. I'm a little obsessed with her. I like her a lot. Now I'm obsessed with her. She's going to fly to get her eyes checked. I was like, Deanna, you can find. She's like, she's the only one I trust. I'm like, everyone says that, but no one just goes across the country. Can we all just get a mental image real quick on how far away Georgia and Ohio really are from each other? Like, damn.
Put it up on the screen now.
Yeah.
That's
So,
wild. So you're applying.
well, I'm
That'll be
thinking
fun.
about it, but they, they do random drug testing. So I don't, not that I'm a drug user. I do enjoy THC. It is legal in New Jersey. It makes me calm at night. Probably wish I, dabbled in during the day, but then I won't get as much stuff done. So like it calms me when I need to be calm. So
I'm a card carrying member.
so how does that work when it comes to those jobs? Like I feel like there's like some kind of lawsuit coming eventually that
Nope.
with the more and more states that are becoming medically and recreationally legal, and the more people that are getting it for medical, I'm waiting for someone to raise a issue.
They've
Like
been raising issues for the past 70 years since the war on
70 years, but it's
weed
only
started.
been medically.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's only getting more and more popular every year. Just because you say it's not going to happen does not mean it's not going to happen. Because you.
This is very true. I'm just saying that, you know, in this country, across the board, federally, just saying it ain't gonna happen. No way. It's too. Yeah, there's too many sides of the argument.
There's too many sides to every single argument that's ever been made.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's happening. I'm saying it's
But
very
at the end of the
likely.
day, the number one factor is it puts too much of a pinch on big pharma's wallets. And they'll never, ever, ever let it happen. If they pull
won't
their
let people
lobbying,
work.
if they pull their lobbying money away from the politicians that are pushing the legalization of marijuana, which would decrease the sales of their pills, the politicians aren't going to go for that. You lose all your lobbying money. It's the gears are turning because they're being greased, and the grease is being funded by big pharma.
I don't think that has anything to do. I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that has anything to do with what I was saying. Like that people that are not lobbyists, people that are not anyone that you said, like people that are just normal people that are fed up with not being able to get certain jobs.
You can't vote on a bill if it's not being proposed to be voted on, though. The politicians are the ones, like, we are the ones in power to push the vote out, but you can't just, like, Jason can't just go and be like, guys, we're going to vote on the legalization of marijuana in New Jersey today. It's obviously legal already, but it's not my decision. I can voice that at town halls and meetings, and I can suggest to my local politician, I would love a bill to be proposed for the legalization of marijuana. They have to be the ones to write it.
You're saying that it has to be fully legal for anyone to raise problems. Like, if I want to work in New Jersey where it already is legal, and I want to work for the glitter guy, but the glitter guy does random drug testing, I have to write a bill to get a job there?
Because it's not federally legal. And also, it's at the discretion of the employer, no matter what the legality status is.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
For line work, no matter what, like, you could legalize, even if it was federally legal, line work would not allow marijuana in your system during work hours. And unless they came up with some sort of testing that can test
if you are currently high,
which I'm sure there is, but then that also just creates more fucking problems for everybody else.
But that's what I'm trying to say, is that that employer can make that decision. So he doesn't need a bill. Well, you know, the union doesn't need a bill to be able to say yes or no, right? You're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Both. I'm saying it both ways. I think it depends on the size of the company as well. So like an airline, especially an airline in this instance, because that's an international company at that point, right? Like they're gonna fly their shit from state to state to state. So they can't be like, well, it's legal in New Jersey, so it's all good. Your flight goes to Texas, which I know firsthand it's a fucking no-no there. Bastards.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like they can't. What are you gonna be like? Well, the company says it's good, so like it's, you know, too many. And nobody wants to be liable. So
yeah, well, I'm not saying that they're going to say yes. I'm just confused at why you think it's not going to happen. Like why people aren't going to raise a problem about it. Like
because they've been raising the problem about it. I'm just saying
I haven't heard them.
Too much red tape. I mean, I've been following the war on marijuana since I was 16 years old. So I have
they were suing
the Weed Growing
states,
Bible.
though.
I have a stack of High Times subscriptions that I would read all the articles and everything about it so.
Anything that was in the past 2 years would be irrelevant to what I'm talking about, though. Like, I'll even give you 3 to 4 years. I'm saying that people, like the flyers, right? What did the boys do? They protested. They raised a whole stink because who cleans the ice? Girls. There's no boys. That's the stuff that I'm trying to say is they'll complain about
being
it.
Being a man or a woman doesn't affect your performance on a day-to-day basis. Being under
I'm not saying that they're going to do it. I'm just saying that people are possible they'll raise an issue. But if you say they won't, they won't.
I'm saying for this specific issue, no, not going to happen.
You're right.
Hey guys, comment if you agree with her or me.
You have to understand my question to agree. What I was saying is there's a huge chance that a group of people get so fed up with not being able to get the jobs that they want, to do the things that they want, which is not allowed for certain really good reasons, that they will complain about that publicly. They will yell, they will complain.
And I've been saying that they've been complaining about that for years. And nothing has changed.
Everything is changing. It's becoming more medically legal in more states. The more states it becomes more medically legal, the more people that are coming together to complain. I'm not saying that they're going to get anywhere. I think that would be quite ridiculous, and I probably wouldn't fly as much if the flight attendants were allowed to do those things. I would definitely double take that. I'm not saying that I want this to happen, and I'm not saying that it will happen. There's a lot of things that people complain about that are ridiculous and will never happen. Some aren't ridiculous and will never happen. Like
student loan forgiveness. It's one of those things. It doesn't matter how many.
Never going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
And
Never going to happen.
People have been complaining about that for decades, but they're actively, loudly yelling right now. It's everywhere.
Because that's one of the major reasons why Biden got elected, because that was one of his major stances was, you will get your student loans forgiven if I'm president. And then now that he's on his last year. Right. Like you last chance to dance, baby. Fucking shit or get off the pot. And it's just like, so are you gonna do that?
He did it.
And then
they took it away.
They didn't forgive shit.
They took it right away. They stopped it immediately. They
We're gonna fact
voted
check.
it in.
We're gonna Snope Sarah's statements today. Let's start calling. You literally just told me that your loan is being reactivated from like 20 years ago.
Because they overturned it.
It doesn't sound like it was forgiven then.
Right, but he tried. What did he want? What do we want him to do? Go punch someone in the face?
That sounds like a pretty easy scapegoat to be like, I tried, guys. Come on, baby. I forgave it. They unforgave it. Come on, baby. You know.
It's the fucked up government that we have. You don't think?
Oh, I know that.
I think all of them are corrupt, and I don't like any of them.
I think it's kind of the thing. Politicians run on promises, but they don't like.
Once you're there, you're there. You don't have to execute shit.
Exactly.
I'm fucking set.
It's kind of the status quo effect. Like.
I think at that point, the only thing that matters is what kind of legacy you want to have and how you want to be remembered.
Right.
But if you really don't give a fuck about how you're remembered and really care more about what the bank account looks like at the end of the day, then fuck everybody, right?
They did overturn it June 30th. They said he overstepped, which, I don't know, I didn't really read that much into it, but I kind of agree, like, he don't own them banks. Like, yeah, like, I gave that money out. I didn't give it out for you to not let me get it back. Right. But also, I don't know how any of that stuff works, so I'm not really seasoned on that topic, so we can change it.
Like bailing out the car companies that are constantly going bankrupt and bankrupt and bankrupt. We got plenty of money to keep sending them for their fucked up ideas, but we have no money to send for the student loans for the fucked up fees. That's the argument. It's not that like I don't think I should have paid for my education. It's I paid for my education. Now I'm literally just paying on the fucking fees attached to it. Right. Indefinitely.
And I think a lot of the thing, it's kind of illogical the more money Americans have, the more money they spend. Oh, you wanna save GM, give consumers more money, they're gonna buy more cars.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the lifeblood of the economy is spenders, consumers. That's what they call it. But if the consumers don't have disposable income,
if you want your consumers to have more disposable income, why don't you allow them to be able to get higher education at more affordable rates so that they can get better jobs with higher pay, make more money, and just be a better economy, right?
Spend it on glitter. I mean,
it's not happening
cars.
Because they don't want it.
Exactly. A dumber America is a better America. Easier to manipulate the fucking stupid and poor.
Do you know
That's
what really,
just true.
Do you know what really sucks?
That our podcast has turned into this.
Somebody carbon copied our
that
website.
Fucking A. Yeah, you want to talk about people just climbing on other people's backs?
I want to talk about anything than what you were talking about.
Wait. What are you talking about?
The website.
Oh, yes.
Just sitting there minding my own business. Was it Monday? Or it was last week, wasn't it? It was Thursday last week, maybe? No, you were here. You were here.
No, it was
maybe
this week.
It was Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Tuesday.
that's right, because you were here and that's throwing me off.
Correct. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sitting there and Patty's like, Patty gets an email and she's like, I see the look on her face, and then I see the look on Chris's face, and I'm like, what's happening? And I'm not looking. I'm minding my own business. I got stuff to do. You might want to look at Messenger. Okay. What fresh hell's waiting for me in Messenger? I thought something was popping off. No, it's annoying, but it's more mild than that. It was my face. Mm-hmm. The whole website's up there. They have stuff on that website that's in our inventory that's not even active. Mm-hmm. You okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm not okay with them taking my website.
Okay.
So the chaos that ensued, what did you do?
So I have no idea how to get it taken down. So I posted in the trademark watchdog group, right? Because it says that you have to... You're weirding me out right now. I feel like... Do
you want me to not agree? When I'm silent, when you ask me a question and I'm utterly silent, you're fucking pissed. You ask me a question and I make sure to give you a response and you're fucking pissed.
You're staring out into space.
Which way?
Like I don't know, it was being weird. Anyway, so I posted it in the trademark watchdogs to see what advice they would have. Like, I don't know how to get it taken down. I just know you have to, I'm pretty sure, email the domain thing. And I don't know how to figure out where that was. So the trademark watchdogs, a lot of people were able to track down where the website is hosted. I don't think that they even emailed me back yet. I wonder if they're taking it down. I forget the name of it. One of them started with a G, and the other one was like something Cloud. Cloudflare. Cloudflare?
Mm-hmm. Cloudflare and G name.
Cloudflare has responded. Oh. Cloudflare received your trademark infringement complaint. Cloudflare offers network solutions, blah, blah, blah. We have notified our customer of your report. Sir, your customer is fraudulent. We have forwarded your report onto the responsible hosting provider. You may also want to direct your report to the provider where... So wait, I thought you were where they were hosted.
No, they're just the proxy.
Oh, the owner listed in the who is record for this is glitterofficial.com. Thanks. So they, I don't think that they're going to do anything. Well, we found that out in real time. So there's still one more other thing to reply to me. And we'll see what they say. Hopefully they take it down, because I placed an order on there just to see what it looks like on the other side, and through PayPal, because they're not getting any of my stuff. And it's like a pizza place email address, and then like some kind of painter name. Like the name of the company on PayPal is like a Fresh Paint or something generic like that. I'm like, oh my God.
And the address that they have on their website goes to like a industrial parking lot, but specifically that address is like a miniature restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Centered in this like giant industrial parking lot. It's definitely some fake shit that they just found an address and we're like, yep, this is home base.
Google Maps.
Yeah, in Connecticut. But that honestly, so random segue that's related. During the pandemic, when we were moving our warehouses, we were moving not into this one, we were moving into the one prior to this. And it was right when the pandemic popped off. And we were still selling tumblers. We were going to be stopping selling tumblers, but I had an entire warehouse full, like our smaller one was packed to the gills. So I take it all out of there. I get it. That's the first thing that I moved over to the new warehouse because it was just easier. It was boxes and boxes. And they're just like in a giant kind of like area in the center of the new warehouse floor until we could figure out where we wanted to put them permanently. It's the only thing that was there for the moment. And then we get a phone call from that building owner, and he was like, hey, there's like guys here and they're like trying to like go through your boxes, and he was like, they're calling me and they're saying that. So what had happened was our government it was our government.
Yes, it was.
Got scammed. Okay, amazing. This is height of pandemic popping off when gloves,
remind everyone.
Masks, all that, especially gloves, right? Like the latex gloves was like $100 a box because you couldn't get these things, right? So our government was sold a shipment of this shit, right? A shipment. And that shipment was shipped to this warehouse. They found the warehouse on the internet, right? Like this company or whatever, sold it to our smart ass government. And those dudes, the government officials in a bunch of black SUVs, tinted out windows and shit. It, funny, it looked like CIA showed up. And those were the ones going through, and they were like, the name of that warehouse owner was Manny, and he's just like, they're like, where's all the stuff, man? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. They're like, no, like we ordered a bunch of gloves. Like I got the emails. It says like, here's a picture of your building. It says that they're here. You got them. Like I know they're here. And he's like, I've never heard of you guys. I have no idea. Like there's no. So they went around him, saw my boxes in what was mostly an empty warehouse, other than this area of boxes of tumblers, and started going through my shit because they were positive that that was their stuff. And he's like, yeah,
Wild.
like there's guys going through your shit. And I was like, I told him it wasn't. So they eventually left and believed him and were like, I guess we're beat or whatever. But that was like
millions of dollars of my money, his money, our money, your money, whatever.
Yeah, right? Like, so the government's getting got too. It's
We're
not
all
just
getting
us.
Scammed. It's just so crazy. Well, you think like, especially like wiring that kind of money that somebody, one, that whoever's on the other end like showed you all the real things, and a lot of these things look legitimate as hell. And then like you think that you're protected one way or another, and you're not.
We say there's cash and chaos, and that is a fact, especially when there's confusion because nobody's doing their checks and balances the way they're supposed to. It happens in stormwork all the time. That's why we'd say that saying, as soon as a hurricane hits, you would think that these power companies would have like hurricane hits, this is what we do, A, B, C, D. What happens is, when the hurricane hit last time, they did A, B, C, D, and maybe like B and C were out of order or something, and it wasn't that great. So the next hurricane hits, so they literally go back to the drawing board, and they're just like, it didn't work out perfectly last time. Let's come up with new ideas. And it's just chaos for the first week of the storm. They're literally just like driving past trees down and lines down to get to a job where you're putting one person in power. And I'm like, I could have put a whole fucking neighborhood in power. And that's just like the way it is. You spend a lot of time literally just sitting, and then you get customers that are out of power and they see your truck sitting in a parking lot and they're like, why aren't you turning my lights on? And it's like, I can't just go out there and start touching stuff. Right. That's not, like I gotta be given the instructions of where we're going and what we're doing. So the pandemic was that times a whole country. So the amount of chaos that was happening and the amount of cash that was just fucking, I can't even fathom it.
It was wild.
What else you got? We made a DreamBox.
We made a DreamBox, but now I want to change everything in it.
There's nothing in it, so that's easy.
You cleaned it out?
There's only papers in front of it. It just looks full.
You cleaned all the drawers
The
out?
old bait and switch.
All those molds you put in there, they're out?
I got one drawer of molds and one drawer of paint.
So there's more than that in that DreamBox.
So what's your new vision?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know
So it's
yet. I
kinda
just
like
want to
tear
do,
it up first.
yeah, let's do it a blank canvas. And then we'll go shopping.
It is a blank canvas. Let's
Blankish.
Let's just stock it.
Yeah, we need more things to hang. We need more fun stuff to put on the little things. And we need big jars for the glitter.
I need materials to actually work with.
That's what I was going to say. Has the philosophy changed? Is it still decorative? Or now that you have the vinyl on the drawers, are you really going to fill it with things that we basically use for
Both.
every Wednesday craft? And
I think both. Like a nice
paint
little
and
mixture.
resin and,
And colored pencils. Jason requested colored pencils, which often we needed for one thing or another and can't find.
Colored pencils,
I have tons.
markers,
I have tons of boxes of colored pencils and markers and crayons forever, but I don't know where they are.
a solid set of paints.
Drill batteries, Dremel batteries.
We have drill batteries. This man refuses. Well, actually, you built that little thingy thing. We just got to get them back in there. Get them charged up.
Well, it sounds like I'm getting my wood shop going. I'll just keep all my shit in there. Don't touch it.
You were supposed to keep all your shit in there.
Yeah, written permission if you want to use my drill.
Well, then I want
Got
my.
a sign out sheet.
Well,
That's what we're going to. We're going to sign out sheets now. You want to use a broom? Sign that shit out.
I was the first one to say that because I'm so tired of things not coming back. But if that's the case, then the Milwaukee's the glitter guys. So we could put that in a common space for everyone so they don't come in your woodworking room.
Commonly kept in my room, where you can't touch it.
Then it comes out because
Use the Ryobi junk.
That's yours.
No, it's yours.
How? I never bought it. When did I get a Ryobi drill?
Forever ago.
Where'd I get it from?
Home Depot usually, because that's where they sell them.
You never bought it.
It's yours.
You're saying that I bought it.
Of course.
All right, well, I didn't. The Milwaukee one, though, we got that free from Uline. Remember?
No. I got chairs and coolers from Uline.
We got a lot of chairs and one cooler. Well, and the fold-up coolers. But that Milwaukee drill, too. I just got a new screwdriver. That's pretty cool.
Why'd you get that?
When you order from Uline, which I hate you ordering from Uline, but at this point, they're probably very comparable to everyone else's prices because they've gone up so high with all of their prices. It's nuts. But every time you order, you get like a free gift. I've actually complained to Uline quite often. Like, can I just forego the gift and get a better discount? Like, can I just have like another $100 off my order? Because that's what I'd rather have. But no, you can't. So I get a gift. Usually a chair, screwdriver, heat lamp that we never knew how to use. We've got like 8 heat lamps.
Cutting knives.
That are crap. They break.
They're best.
They break.
The best knives. They're ceramic.
They chip.
Oh.
As soon as you use, they chip right off.
Well, they're
They're
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Whatever they're made for, Jason Lively's using it on the wrong thing. He's cutting rocks or something then, because he's got chips in all the knives.
You got a sharpener?
I want one. We don't have one. I keep looking at them, and then I'm like, I'll make a decision later, and then I come back, and then it's not like.
That would be worth it for them ceramic knives.
Well, we have to get a new set first. They're like, they're really like jacked. The big one for sure. This really small one, I don't think it has any chips in it yet, right?
We have 2 of them because we have, at some point, brought 2 different sets home.
When the first one started shipping, I got the second one. They're free. At this point, we've gone through all the free gifts at Uline. It's like...
Free.
Yeah, free.
Free. It's more like a rewards program. Like you
Give me the better discounts.
Facts. So the DreamBox is getting overhauled. We're not really sure what it's going to look like.
Well, we don't have anything to hang, so like all those hangers look like bare. There's like
I got all my Cricut tools on the one side, so the one side looks really nice and organized. Sarah hasn't been in there crafting lately, so she's not aware.
I don't want to talk about the DreamBox anymore with him.
Well,
He's not fun.
the first feature. Oh, okay. I was gonna say we just shot Wednesday Craft, which was the first craft video featuring the at least almost we'll call it the Mark I DreamBox because it's technically done, but it's gonna get revamped.
Well, just add more stuff to it. We don't have to take everything out, but like, there's paints in there that are need to go in the trash. Honestly, they're like. I saw the ones and I'm like, oh man, those are old. They don't have any color left anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah, the Rick's Mix Jones.
Oh yeah.
Those also are are expired, but those weren't the ones I was talking about. Those are expired too.
Now, what makes paint expired?
I don't know.
Sarah. The Rick's Mix ones, they don't even make it anymore, so I feel like there's no way it's not expired in some fashion.
I got that in the beginning of 2020. So definitely.
And they dropped him.
A vintage item.
Yeah, I'm curious what it is. What component is the one that has to go bad? I suppose.
It's probably
Are they like
something
separating?
in the oils that separate that can't be remixed or something.
Probably something with oil and
Dye.
water-based paints that one lasts longer than the other too. I suppose that oil would separate really quick.
Yeah. Maybe the dye just doesn't
Hold up.
mesh well after a minute.
Yeah, just a few things to some of the shelves to me looked a little like they could use some fun things, and I'm gonna find out what those fun things are, and I'm gonna have fun doing it. You hear me, ball of fun over there?
Yeah, I was brainstorming where I'm gonna store my shit.
You can store your shit in the DreamBox. You're not getting shunned.
I don't want my stuff in there.
Well, you are, pulling the stuff out and making it workable in that woodworking room. The wood shop, not woodworking room.
Mm-hmm.
Get the CNC machine working.
That's my plan.
That'll be fun.
There's a lot more projects I can do once I have that going.
Right. We have a CNC in there. We haven't been able to use it. We have to finish setting it up. It was a little bit more involved than I think we
Anticipated.
But he's got it like basically all set up. It's up there. It's standing. You built the frame, right? You had to build
thing
that,
on
right?
The wall? That thing is dope.
Right. It could do some really cool things.
That's like a transformer and a spider had a baby.
Yes, I call it the spider.
Yeah.
It's mainly what I want to use for all the shit that I make, because I like larger scale stuff. Like, I really love using my Glowforge, but 19 by 11.5 inch fucking size is just like whatever. I got the Pro with the pass through and shit, but you can still only do material that's like 1/4 inch thick and stuff. So
right.
If I have the full CNC, like, sounds like I'm building furniture soon. So that would help me. I'd be able to make the frames for chairs and stuff like that, Yeah.
What do we need to make the CNC work?
Time.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually really good. I thought we needed like something. Like we needed to get like a piece or something. I forgot where we left off with that.
That's time.
The Thanksgiving topic in your plans. The holidays next week.
The turkeys.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We have none.
We don't normally have.
No, nothing?
This is the first year that we have like no family anymore.
This was the first year we were.
Really? So
last year we were kind of alone. We had to like guilt people to come over.
So my sister has a boyfriend, which is great, because he's great. But she's doing his family's, So that's new.
She can't do two things at once.
I was gonna say I had to do that.
Right.
First year of marriage, we were 3 hours here, 3-4 hours there.
I adore my sister-in-law to death, but she's not that kind of person. You know what I mean? She's
the other cousins, because I have a very close. Our cousins are like, my cousins are more like siblings, have always been, because my aunts and uncles have been super close, so it's just always been that way in my family. And that's why it's just so weird anymore, because holidays was minimum 20 fucking people.
Yeah.
Every time. Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Kids included?
Easter.
Or just adults?
That's everyone.
20th.
Yeah.
At that point, the kids were adults. Like they were like between 16 and 25. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were all
so
teenagers.
No kid yet.
Yeah, like basically, like we started driving ourselves to the things, like all the cousins and stuff. But then we all got older, and then people start moving. Half my cousins live in Florida. Some of them live in Western PA. So it's more of a task. They're all married and stuff, so they also have the other families to go and visit, or just host it at themselves to try and create their own smaller traditions. My grandmother is very old now and not doing, the best. So it's not as easy for her to travel as much. So it's just all of the things that brought everybody together don't really do it anymore. And then Sara wasn't necessarily used to that type of stuff anyway. It was newer when we started dating.
Jason's the only one in the family that does not have an in-laws to go to. So I am used to like no holiday celebrations.
Yeah, so Sarah's parents are in Texas. So for us, this is the first time, like usually we get a message from some family member, an aunt or an uncle or a cousin around October-ish that's like, we're doing Thanksgiving this year. And, Thanksgiving's next week and we ain't got no messages. So
Right.
I don't eat turkey, so it's just Thursday for me.
Wow. Well,
I'll probably just make mashed potatoes.
mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents never did
This
anything
is definitely
big.
the first Thanksgiving that's going to be in the more depressing realm. My sister wants to host Christmas, but you can already see the same shit. She made the post, and I think she probably feels some sort of way about the Thanksgiving situation and is like, hey guys, I'm going to host Christmas this year. She sent that message out, I think actually in the last 3 days. Every single response is, I'll see what I can do, or I definitely can't make it. And it's just par for the course. It's the lives that we all have right now.
You guys have grown up with this. Like, you guys grew up with this holiday thing. Not that it's old to you guys, but it's kind of old to you guys. So, like, all of them with their in-laws, like, that's new and exciting. Like, you know, it's newer people. They haven't spent the last 30 years with them. They've only spent the last 7. So it's like, now with the babies and everything, they're all going to their in-laws.
They'll always go where the
We don't
babies
have
are.
in-laws to go to. My parents refused to come up here.
But it was
For
never
anything.
like that. So for me, it's just like the curiosity for me is like when that decision became like we do the in-laws, because for my mom and her siblings, that wasn't the case. They all had in-laws. My mom's sisters and brothers all have husbands and wives, but you went to the Falcone family's household for holiday celebrations. Like, we didn't go to my Aunt Winnie's house. I don't know. I honestly still don't even think I know my Aunt Winnie's last name, and that's the one that married the billionaire that lives in Florida now. Yeah, so for me, it's just like the cousins decided we don't get together anymore.
Lame.
One at a time,
yeah. Because it's just like, oh, this one's far, that one's far.
But what is
The aunts and uncles were always far.
You have to go to both, and that's it. If it's any more than an hour, okay, they get it. But if it's less than an hour, and I don't
forced
show
him
up
to
to my
go-
in-laws and my immediate family, it's
You're in
going to be a
trouble.
problem.
There's going to be a big
Yeah,
problem.
and you better only eat half at one place and half at the other place and save room for dessert and take plates home.
Exactly.
Or there's gonna be.
Because it's semantics involved, you know? Like, it's part of the tradition, right?
Yeah.
And that all that shit's just going, at least in my family, is just to the wayside. And I think part of it that makes it a little more frustrating at times is when you're like, oh, okay, they can't make it. They went to the in-laws, they went to this in-law, that in-law. I get it. But then when you go back and you realize that the in-laws' house was 20 minutes from where the fuck you were, you're like,
all the time.
because for more often than not, cumulatively, my cousins that aren't going to these things because they live in other places, they all congregate around Brigantine. They all either have a relative that has a shore house there or mom's house there or whatever. So they just like end up always in Brigantine. And I'm like, bro, I can throw a rock and hit Brigantine.
Right. Yeah.
But we're home alone. And we're just like, so.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, last Thanksgiving, I kind of guilted my siblings to come over.
Good.
And we guilted Kathy into coming over. And I did that again to her on Easter.
There's nothing wrong with positive.
So I can't do it again. I can't do it again for the next few holidays.
No, I mean, well, here's
I can't
the
do
thing.
it every holiday.
I
Give them a
feel
guilt
like-
trip.
I feel like if the patriarchs and the matriarchs of families enforce it, then it, because it shouldn't even be an idea that you could not see. And I get it.
Wait, I
not
think we lost that authority, at least in my. So, like I said, my grandmother is more sickly now than not. So she's not going to be the one that's like, get the fuck together, guys,
She would have been the one.
And my grandfather's already passed. So then, like, from there down, my mom was the oldest. My mom's not here anymore.
But she was a huge part in...
Her sister was the next oldest. She's not here anymore.
So who's next?
So then you go, I believe under them would
Uncle
be my
Joey.
Uncle Joey. And my Uncle Joey is who my grandmother lives with. So he has been the host of the last like 6 things. And I also
If
get
not
it that
more.
that's taxing to constantly be the hub. And I don't think he minds it as much either. I think he's still willing to be. But at this point, when you're constantly planning it and everyone's saying they can't make it, then why are you even
gets
planning
old.
it anymore?
Yeah, I get that.
Now it's more like an open invite. Hey guys, my house is always open. My mom's here. If you guys want to visit, come and visit.
Right.
But I'm not going to plan this whole big fucking 3-course meal
Right.
dinner thing if nobody's
Nobody
showing up.
shows
Oh my God, he cooks so good.
And he's a chef, by the way.
He
So
cooks so good.
What? You can't not go.
so
What?
yeah, so when he's an executive chef for a
Catering?
for a big catering company that does like a whole bunch of big jobs and shit. Like so he travels a lot and has all kinds of big gigs. And
They're missing out.
that's why I was always looking forward to any meals at Uncle Joey's house. I'm like, wow, he's got it going on. When I still ate meat, like he would have lamb chops on Christmas, and
Jason
I'm
would
like,
be pumped.
I didn't even know what lamb chops looked like until I went to my Uncle Joey's house. That was a cartoon as far as I was concerned. It was a sock puppet.
He's the reason why I make that sauce now, because he came over for one holiday. He had the might have been ravioli, but it was in this like spicy, I asked him what the sauce was, and he said it was like a spicy red pepper sauce. And I'm like, you can make sauce out of red peppers? So let's Google that. Now I make that pasta sauce.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle Joey.
He literally like if I host Thanksgiving, by the time he gets there, he's always, you need help with anything in the kitchen? You want to carve that turkey? You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go at it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And he's gonna be in there, and he's like, yeah, I'll do the
Uncle
turkey,
Joey's the one. He's like, I don't want to like impose. No, it's your turkey.
I also don't want to eat shit.
And then he's like, I'm not even like qualified or anything. And then all of a sudden he's like, cha, just chop it and flake it out on everyone's pay plates, not page.
Yeah, we paper plate our shit.
But it's like, it worked for the last 2 holidays, like getting people together, like but the guilt thing, it's not like fun. Like I don't want to guilt anyone into coming. Like then I want people to be excited. Like I want the whole day's coming up to it. It's like, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you. What are you bringing? Oh, I'm making this. I'm making like.
I think so. I mean.
Instead of just wondering how to guilt people to come on over and spend time with you, I don't want to make them do that.
It was always looking forward to it. You're like, oh, it's gonna be at Uncle Johnny's house this year. Like I know that he's gonna make this. I know that Uncle Joey's gonna bring his like side. I know Uncle Scott's bringing green bean casserole. Like I don't look forward to any of that anymore because it ain't happening.
Yeah.
If I want green bean casserole, I gotta make it my damn self.
And I don't eat it.
I love green bean casserole, bro.
So now we're thinking of like things.
I love Thanksgiving sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
She doesn't like scalloped potatoes either. Let's talk about that.
And I'm sorry, Thanksgiving kills Christmas on the pies, like the desserts and stuff. Thanksgiving is on.
Ooh, let's talk about the pies. Sure. You love pies.
I love pies now. Well, not all pies. I don't love all pies. I have tried 2 pies.
That's why I wanted to go to the pies, because it was like a longest joke. It's not even like, it doesn't even work as much anymore because it's so old, but when Sarah and I first started dating, she hadn't had pie, right?
Never.
Blanket statement, no pie.
Or soup.
So then she would refer to these things as, I don't like pie. And I said, you can't just say that.
Right.
So many pies.
But
there
I
are
didn't.
pies that I don't like.
At the time, I didn't like pie in a whole. I don't like the fact that there's a whole lot of...
I love that you said shepherd's pie, because that ain't even sweet. I love me some shepherd's pie.
What I said at the time was an accurate statement. I did not like pie in a whole. I don't like the idea of pie. I don't like all that stuff in there's too much together. See? And I did not like, and some of it's mushy, some of it's liquidy, some of it's hard, some of it's cold, some of it's meat, some of it's not.
It's pie.
So much.
It's a lot. It's a lot in a little circle pan to eat at one time together. I don't do that. That's the same reason I don't like soup.
You're the first person I've ever met in America that doesn't like pie.
Well, I do now.
So she has.
Okay, it changed.
As I said, it was the saying when we first started dating, and we've been together for many years now.
Tell them how many years.
At least 12.
I'll give you that.
Thank you.
It's got to be around there.
So the pie was the first thing, I think, and then it was the soup. She had never had soup, Chris.
If I want cereal, I'm going to have cereal and milk. I'm not going to eat a hot soup with it. I can't even see it. It's the same reason I don't go in the ocean. I can't see the bottom. I'm not about that. I'm not doing that. It's weird.
The blanket statement. And she still uses it. So the soup is still relevant because she will still only eat the 2 soups that she has had from the Renaissance Fair.
No, I had French onion soup.
Oh, yeah. That's very recent now.
It was like last week.
Literally last week.
Oh, what?
Not kidding.
Jason was sick. We had soup.
And I didn't have any more soup in the house and too sick to go out food shopping and get anything. So I literally Grubhubbed grilled cheese and French onion soup so that I could do the dip. You know what I mean? It was actually like a local like dive bar type place that will do like the Crocs and stuff. Yeah. Christ. Oh, so the soup. It was baked potato soup was the first one, and steak and ale soup. And what's funny is I said to Sarah last week as it started getting colder, I said, babe, it's soup season. I'm going to be making a lot of soups for dinner, and I'm just telling you right now, if you need to plan accordingly for your own dinners for those nights, then like we have to do something. But Jason's eating soup this season. It is soup season.
Yeah.
And it's almost chili season now.
You just put it in a crock pot. I walked past it when I was grocery shopping, Chris, the chili, because of, vegetarian stuff. I saw it said vegan chili thing, and I was like, oh, I'd go with that. I love beans, so I'm bet. It's all good. I'll even use the Impossible meat in
He
there.
looked like he was looking up to the chili gods at that point. He's like, the chili.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It's crock pot season, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You
I
just
feel like-
bunch of ingredients, throw that shit in there before you leave for work, put it on low, go to work, come home, and it's fucking beef stew, soups, all.
Is it crock pot season for
crock pot season?
Is it crock pot season for everyone?
Crock pot saison. Comment below.
For everyone?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like 80 right now in Florida. Like
They be crock pot.
You know what I mean? Like, do they get in the soupy zone?
Okay.
How unfair to be robbed of crockpot season. Because although I don't like a lot of soups, I do break out the crockpot and we do be making stuff in it. Warm, let it, that'd be a shame.
It's like
That'd be
summer
a shame if they
is the
missed out.
summer for your body, but winter is the summer for your soul.
There it is.
It's that food. There's just no better time of year for
It's
food.
the warmth and
Yeah,
everything,
it's like,
hot
so
chocolate and just,
stop. Apple cider, like all of it. Yep.
Jason loves all of it.
Yeah.
I'm simple.
I bought eggnog the second I saw it on the shelf. I think I only had like one glass of it because I was like, it is still a little early for some eggnog
It
or
was
whatever.
warm.
Once
not
Thanksgiving,
the
it's all
eggnog.
bets are off. Eggnog at this point, you're a week out, so.
Yeah, it's eggnog time, and then
can't
especially
believe we're a week
where
out.
we are in Jersey and stuff, like apple cider's all over the place because we got orchards everywhere and shit. So,
Facts. Jersey's a good place for that.
the season of comfort.
Yep, it's true.
But I love the sides. I think the sides are the driving force of Thanksgiving for me.
Yeah, well, especially since you don't do turkey now.
Yeah, and now, I mean, I enjoy turkey, but even then, I only ate light meat, which I know is like everyone. Once I got older, is like the dark meat's got all the flavor and everything like that. I stopped eating meat before I ever tried dark meat, so I never had any dark meat of any
You never
any
had
type.
a turkey leg?
No, I don't
He's
like
had
it.
some turkey legs.
Oh, okay. That's
Well,
dark
so
meat.
like the turkey leg at the Ren Fair or whatever, like the Big John. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saved. You got it.
So like, how many sides can we possibly make for our Thanksgiving dinner? Because I'm telling you right now, Alex is most likely going to ask for probably a tree cake, definitely a popsicle,
And a lollipop.
and a lollipop for, and quite possibly, because it's going to be a whole day, right? Bag cheese in the bag. That's what she's going to probably have for Thanksgiving.
No, you gotta do something.
She's going to be offered much more than that.
I'll give it a full
I
spread.
bet she could tear up a turkey leg.
I think she
She
would
is
actually.
going to be offered a ton of stuff, and she's going to say, no.
I feel like she might pop off on some candied yams.
Oh yeah, yep, that'll do it. That'll get her a sweet tooth too.
Yeah.
Call her their candy.
Like a sweet potato casserole.
Yeah. Do y'all do cranberry sauce and stuff?
I always put cranberry sauce out basically as like a gimmick almost. Like I don't use it, but
want
I
it to
literally
look like the
and I
can,
don't
though.
even make it pretty. I do the can, literally small plate, open the can,
Pop it right. Yep.
and here you go, guys. Do what you will with what you do with that.
Yeah.
I like to lay it on its side
Yeah.
for the
I like-
aesthetic.
It dances when you leave it, up.
It does a little.
Oh, snap! It's Thanksgiving. It's facts.
Yeah. Sides are where it's at.
Well, we'll see how many sides we can make for our little Thanksgiving.
Are your siblings coming?
No.
None.
Nope.
Does Walter know how to cook?
No. Walter, Megan will be at Kelly's family's.
Oh,
so
that's right. He said that
Walter
Kelly
is
asked you,
going
that's
to
The
drink,
bar?
apparently.
I was gonna say the bar.
He's not a drinker. He doesn't drink.
I mean,
so.
you got
But you can't beat.
you got like mostly recently single. The daughter is with the mom for the holiday. You don't have any other plans. I think.
And he's never actually been single. Like when he could, like when it was time to have a girlfriend, he had Kelly. And now he, you know what I mean? So he doesn't even know what, like, he's just finding this life. He's like,
Bachelor
what?
life, yeah. But I'll tell you what.
This is what I missed out on.
But it seems like that's the thing they would always want is a home cooked meal, though. Why would you skip Thanksgiving?
I thought Walter
Go
was
watch the football game and get a.
I thought Walter was
meal.
the real. I thought he was a for sure thing. Where else is he gonna go? No offense. I ain't got nowhere else to go. He ain't got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And he was like, nah.
But that's the kind of unfortunate mentality that my parents, not intentionally, of course, no shade at them, kind of gave us. Like holidays, it's just another day. If you say that to any of the Falcons or any, even if they're not spending it together, that's, at our house, like growing up, having people over on a holiday was like, it's a holiday. Can't have people over here. Like, good. Just my Uncle Bob, that's it. Uncle Bob stops over, you know what I mean? He's a real one, he holds it down. And other than that, my mom's like, this is like our house. And I'm like, you can't go out. Well, actually, growing up, we were allowed to go out all the time, but we'd go knock for our friends, and they were like, it's Thanksgiving. Please go back to your family.
Right.
Little girl. Like, no, Jocelyn cannot come out and play today. It's a holiday. It's Christmas Day. I'm like, yeah, I got all these toys. Let's play.
I mean, granted, Christmas Day, when I was still in school, post noon, it's time to play. You go out in the streets, everyone's off school, show everybody, definitely got my new shoes on. And my mom's like, don't put your new shoes on outside right now. That's for school.
My best friend growing up on the holiday itself was never allowed to come out. And I hated that because I was off from school. My parents were like, go outside, get out of our hair. It was never like, let's do something together. The first year that we went to my family's house for Christmas, remember I brought in board games? So I was like, we're going to do something. We're not going to sit around and watch TV.
Yeah, I'm a board game guy too. Yes. Like, break it out. Monopoly, Scrabble, like, I'll do it. Jenga, I'll do it.
Really? That's when you pull out the long games.
Yes,
you
where you spend 3 hours.
Yeah, like all the families together. We ain't going to get together again. Somebody grab the car and the fucking shoe, and we're going and we're playing Monopoly, dude. Who's the banker?
Yep. Facts.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, for...
Do you do Friendsgivings?
No, I've never had
We don't have any friends.
I think that...
Yeah.
That's not true. I have plenty of friends.
No,
they're just not in this state.
Right.
True, but that is the irony of it, though, is I thought a lot about that. I'm like, I feel like the Friendsgiving thing, at first, is a great idea, but as you get older, can only create discord unless every friend you have is friends with each other.
Right.
Because by default, if you have a couple groups of friends, you're going to either be invited to a couple or you're going to be left out of a couple, and it's going to create feelings some which way. You know what I mean? I know that some of our friends are having Friendsgivings.
Yeah, but like...
They do it every year. But we're not part of that good enough of a friend to be included in that.
Right. We also don't try
But
very
if we
hard.
had one, who would we invite? I'm not saying to name names. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Like,
Right now, Sarah.
Yeah, I want to go down the list. Obviously, Deanna. She ain't got no excuses. Get on that plane.
Fly.
But
She's got 4 this weekend. She's busy.
But when it comes to that,
She can only go to 3.
honestly, I think for us hosting one would be a more interesting thing because we have truly different like factions of friends. We have crafting friends. We have our like IRL friends, which for the most part now are the crafting friends, but the friends that we had basically before TGG, you know? And it's just not all of those worlds mesh.
We had 2 Friendsgivings back to back, and I thought they were really good.
And then we had a kid.
No. There was a year in between, if not 2 years in between, the kid. And she got nothing to do with this. That girl loves Friendsgiving.
I
She don't even
know.
know. She loves the idea of it. But it would be fun. But I don't, I mean, we don't really... When's the last time you just called one of those guys just to talk to them?
Which guys?
Any of the guys that you just
That's what I'm saying, the
said...
different friends. It's like...
Any of the guys that you were running through your head when you said we won't get invited to other people's Friendsgivings. Like, the people that are attending or the people that are throwing. When's the last time you just texted them or called them to say, like, hey, like, I miss you. I tried to stop the words from coming out of my...
Guys don't do that.
You're right. Like, hey...
It's like, hey, I kind of want you moved.
Yeah, like, what's up?
I don't like you, but you should be here.
Like, just ask them what's up.
You know what's funny is one of the guys in the chat like 2 days ago, he left his mic on by accident. He didn't realize, and he took a phone call because he wanted to go out day drinking with like one of his buddies, and it was just hearing him try to convince someone to like go and hang out because his buddy's with his girlfriend or whatever, and he's like, hey, like, so-and-so wants me to go out day drinking with him, and he's like, well, tell him we're a package deal, like,
Right, exactly.
and it's just like, you hear that stuff, and I'm like, first off, nobody just calls me like that.
Taylor,
Why do I always have to be the one that calls?
Your friends call. Some friends call.
Yeah, true. I actually just stopped answering so that they stopped calling.
There you go.
And it worked. It worked for him. And now he's upset. Well, I don't even know if you're upset.
No, I'm not. I was really just pointing out, like, I feel like overall, it really wasn't a complaint, and I don't want anybody that
No, you were
might
just
randomly watch this that's my
pointing
friend to
it
be
out.
like, I would have invited you.
Right.
They will
would've-
next
You're about to
year.
get all your
I would have
compliments.
likely said no. I have too much to do. So
Yeah.
the point of it was just that I feel like the whole concept of Friendsgiving is like great on paper, but like as you get older and as you get more groups of friends, I feel like it's inevitable that you're going to hurt feelings.
Yeah, because it's different.
You can't invite everyone. Like you just can't unless you have the $300 million mansion.
There you go. And people can stay away from each other.
Yeah.
I think if there's a will, there's a way. And if anyone texts you to go to Friendsgiving, please ask them to text me before you chase them all away.
I won't even answer it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Accurate.
feel like, because I think it's natural for every family to, grow apart and have different friend groups and stuff like that. I think, like, my family, it's always been, like, holidays are less about, they're about commitment, and it's because they know that at some point nobody's going to like each other. So that's why the grandparents always said, this is something where it's disrespect to me if you don't show up.
Right.
Sure.
And so that way, all the grandkids, all the kids, they're like, okay, it doesn't matter if I'm arguing with these people or this or that. It's about the direct relationship with the patriarch and the matriarch. And so it's kind of like, at some point, like we would even, because Boston is where my dad's parents are. And so sometimes we would even go 6 hours. Like, and of course, that was the only place we went that year. But it was just about, it was more about commitment than the feeling. Because the truth is, you're not always feeling it.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Dude, who's looking forward to driving 6 hours to Boston at that time of year? Because I've done the drive plenty of times. It ain't nice.
Sean was just doing it earlier this year. Remember?
Yeah,
And he
because
hated
Sean's
it.
sister-in-law just had a kid, and he's been constantly commuting to Boston because he has to go and visit.
That was the accurate use of sister-in-law.
And it's an
Nailed it.
obligation. But I'll tell you what, that obligation, 10 years later, 15, when you have kids and your kids have kids, it'll still be together because of that commitment that was there. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then they get to enjoy the inheritance of their family.
Except that we're not right now. His
That's-
family did everything right.
That's what I'm saying. Like my mom and pop absolutely did the stepping stones, did what they were supposed to do, created that that world where we're like, hey, we're obligated. This is what we do during the holidays. But just like unfortunately, when the ones that you're kind of looking at to make sure you're doing the right thing aren't there anymore to do the right thing for, you're just like,
What do you do?
who's going to tell me that I'm an asshole for not showing up now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't.
Jason decided to get himself a wife that does not have a family beach house, so that's on him.
Well, hey.
You could always go, okay. What if you guys sneak attack and surprise your parents in Texas? Like,
We've done that before. It's like, when the hell are they going to come up here?
We did do that before, Chris. And then Jason
Oh, geez, help
went
me.
immediately to jail and did not pass go, and he did not collect $200 at all. So that's why I said we don't go to Texas.
Oh.
I remember, I forgot. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier this episode.
We don't do Texas.
That was a really good surprise, though. We flew down. My parents
was.
had no idea. And then we knocked on the door,
Trick or treat.
and there we were. We didn't even have Alex yet, right? No, we didn't. This was 2019 Christmas, so she wasn't even thought of yet.
Oh, right.
And we flew down on other times to see them. It's just like,
It's a lot.
yeah. First of all, how many days do you go down for? You're
It'd be
flying
easier if
5
you were a
hours.
flight attendant.
There you
If I was
go.
a flight attendant, we'd be on that.
Day trip. Boom.
You'd be
You're
on
there.
that.
And
You would
then
too.
could
You're
go-
my spouse.
Right.
Oh,
Then you
be
could go
like
to
in
Brady
Texas.
Team, you could
You've
go
gone back to Texas since.
I hate Texas.
Except for the
But it is the travel, you know what I mean? Like if we had to drive to like Erica's, I would be up for a 3-hour drive versus like a 5-hour flight. That cost. Texas is far. So like those are the issues that we kind of run into. So it's like, and then it's. I hope Alex has fun when she's older. I feel so bad that she's gonna be like bored on holidays.
It's like all my cousins ended up having kids too, so you would only think that like the family would be bigger and then be just more of a gathering and it's just more and more
They all have fun
separation.
in-laws.
They became more and more of an excuse to not get together instead of a reason to get together. Like all the kids should get together. All the family should get together. Instead, it's like you should understand that I have a kid and it's not easy to travel with the kid, so I'm not coming. And that's more the mindset that it's become. The only reason why I look at my cousins as siblings is because I was brought up that way for us to be so close, because we got together all the time. We saw each other all the time. Alex never sees her cousins. She's not gonna know, she sees half of them sometimes. So she's gonna grow up thinking she ain't got no cousins, honestly, let alone treating them as siblings.
Right.
They're gonna be more like strangers.
By the time we met Erica's oldest, she was already old enough to be scared of us, and we're strangers because we didn't see her for the first 3 years of her life. Mm-hmm. But also, you got to add in a year of pandemic, so that sucked too.
Yep.
Definitely.
But you're just the one that married the one that doesn't have. I mean, my parents are fun. Don't get me wrong, but we don't have fun in-laws, like not like his cousins do. I actually see their holidays, and I'm trying to go over there.
Over there?
To their in-laws' houses, any of them, all. Not any of them, just 3 of them.
No, I got you. I get it. Yep.
Go right down to Florida.
That's family for you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, at least the food can still be good.
I'll probably eat something similar to what Alex is going to eat for Thanksgiving.
Sarah, dude, what? Do not.
Oh, we didn't even finish talking about all your food habits.
I guess that'll have to be the after Thanksgiving episode where we talk about what I didn't eat. We'll carve out some extra time for that episode.
We'll talk about the Chinese food duck dinner we had.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Gotta wrap it up.
Let's just get back to work. That?
Yeah.
The pot to the kettle and never bring the kettle to the pot.
Now, pour the tea.